What's up, guys? Due-Diligence here. And some quick thoughts. Hopefully, it will help you to decide what you're going to do in the next week or in the next few weeks in terms of the coming up of the rate hike or the decision making that they're going to post mid of February, which is, I think, was February 21st or something. I got to go check the calendar, which FOMC meeting. They're going to talk a little bit about inflation expectation, which is not going anywhere. And we have the Russians are saying that they're going to pump up the oil supply, which is a fairly interesting development. Consider, even if they pump it right now, it's not going to be here by the end of March. And the fact that there are a lot of cash distribution in oil trusts are getting pumped up a lot over the past 3 months. The expectation for oil futures is actually really high. So right now it's almost at $90. I'm pretty sure it's, as we speak, it's reaching about 91-ish. And if you guys believe that there's going to be a huge oil pump, then it might actually go to 100 and sharply go down. In our Discord, we are gonna, if it actually happens, we're gonna make a sort of like a medium-term trading plan, because $100 oil is not sustainable. It might actually go to 120, but when it reaches 100, it's actually probably a good idea to load up some inverse stuff that deal with that, and we will cover that in Patreon videos or on this channel if people actually click on those videos and watch them. Again, I'm feeling much better now. I don't have a fever anymore. For the past, you see, I didn't even shave my beard and everything. I've been basically sitting on my bed and trying to get recovered. I don't think I actually got COVID. I think I caught on some other virus or whatever. So I'm actually fine, hopefully, and I will get COVID tested next week and see how it goes. And other than that, let's just talk about the market, right? So we have a market that's basically generally having a very stagnant movement. And later on, I'm going to post a video with graphs. So this video, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what really happened. So Amazon get a really good earning estimate. Apparently, people get really scared of last night. So then after market, it sort of dropped down a lot. And a lot of people sort of sold a lot during aftermarket, including Amazon and other stocks. And because people's earning expectations for Amazon sort of kind of like in a scare stage, therefore a lot of small caps actually did drop down by 10% to 12%. This morning, earnings went out to be fine, and a lot of other earnings, even though are mediocre, Amazon's earnings sort of shoot up the entire market. But you can see whatever we had a liquidity gap yesterday, which means it just basically gapped down yesterday. The liquidity, basically the gap didn't got filled yet. Therefore, next Monday will be a very interesting day to look at the option flow. If overall call option is sort of having a very positive effect on the market, that means we're gonna looking at a liquidity gap up. And when we look at a liquidity gap up, we're looking forward to a rebound to around the 150-day moving average for the Nasdaq, and then around the mid of February, when everything FOMC meeting coming out, the new oil data coming out, the inflation data coming out. By the end of February, we will know where the general market is gonna be heading to by the end of February, by the beginning of March. And usually when Nasdaq reaches another 150-day moving average and interest rate hike actually hits, it probably will go down. So I will send out an alert in Patreon and maybe on Discord, depending on my if I'm feeling good or not, or feeling generous or not, or whatever. And that's basically a signal for you guys to make some put credits. Generally when those things happens, volatility goes up, you probably want to sell some options, and when volatility stays a little bit down, probably a good idea to buy some calls. But anyways, this is for this video. Hope you guys love this kind of video. Smash a like button and subscribe. There's not really that much to talk about. There are a lot of price mismatch going on in the market. I will talk about it. Maybe I will talk a little bit about MMAT. Probably I will just talk about Google, because the 1 to 20 split is really important. And we probably will post a video on Tesla's potential split, because they have to split. Other than that, you probably will see a bigger downturn. And we're probably going to talk about some other consumer-facing products, or Macy's and all this kind of stuff. And I'm kind of bearish on CVS right now, because it's really bad. Internal theft is really high. You will see some supply chain problem coming in later. But again, I'll also post another video about what are the mistakes I made in the past few weeks. I sort of blow up some of my little option fund in one of my accounts because I heavily shorted certain things, and it's sort of a rebound and it got a little bit greedy. And then with the market momentum, I know that it's going to go to this point, but my expiration, I didn't buy it that well. Especially I shorted natural gas to a certain point, but only to a expiration. And every contract after this expiration actually went up super high this morning, but because the expiration date I picked wasn't correct, I blow up a portion of my account, which is a learning process at this point. But anyways, this is for the video. If you guys have any specific questions, ask down below, and hopefully I won't have a fever by the end of this weekend, so I can post regular content and I can post more Patreon content, and I can resume on our masterclass. For those of you guys who are on Patreon, thank you so much for supporting me along the way, and you guys will have early access to the Patreon. And this not actually Patreon, to masterclass. This time we're going to talk about risk. We're going to talk about risk premium. We're going to talk a little bit about how to sort of structure your risk in your portfolio. And then for those who are on YouTube, the content will probably be out around, next week or by the end of next week. So it should be okay. And on the general YouTube channel, we will just post a simple version of how to determine risk. And on Patreon, I've already told you guys on Patreon chat that, hey, you guys just, everybody have one ticker every single week, because consider we only have like less than 30 people there. I will analyze that ticker and give you guys basically a risk of ruin analysis on that one, so you guys can understand basically what your maximum downside is, and we can make some hedging play, or maybe just trading some condors or butterflies or whatever when implied volatility give us the chance. All right, see you guys on the upside.